As all you know, the Mario movie is now out in theaters. You can go watch it. You can go see it. I was not invited to the red carpet like all the cool kids were, but that's because I was at WrestleMania, and I loved that a lot more than the Mario movie. Not that I don't like the Mario movie. I'm a big wrestling fan, and WrestleMania was awesome. So with that said, this is my spoiler-free review of the Super Mario Bros. Movie made by Universal and Illumination. Here we go. So this movie, unlike Sonic or other live action-esque type video game films, was all animated, very much in the style of Shrek or the Minions movie, right? Illumination's been known for those franchises in terms of working with Universal and how they create stuff. This is a purely animated film, and from a structure, from what they presented, it's pretty safe. You know, everyone loves to make fun of the 1992/3 Bob Hoskins Mario movie. As far as plot goes, very similar in terms of Mario and Luigi are kind of the fish out of water people that end up in the Mushroom Kingdom to stop Bowser from taking over everything, all while he tries to woo and win the hand of Princess Peach. Let's start with things I did not like, just to make it a little leaner of a conversation, I guess. Because there's not a lot that I didn't like. Overall, I enjoyed this movie a ton. It was a really great time. Movies, especially nowadays, tend to filter into this zone of needing to use licensed music from like artists, whether they currently have a #1 track on the billboards or like a nostalgia track. And there was a couple of times where they had like 80s/90s music used outside of the zeitgeist of the Mario movie, and I didn't think it needed it at all. There was not really a point. I think at one point I Need a Hero played in a training montage, which was like not necessary. Like, there's dozens of Koji Kondo tracks, dozens of Mario tracks. You could even ask Grant Kirkhope to use one of his tracks, and it would have sounded way more appropriate for the movie. Speaking of Grant Kirkhope, I love Grant. He's a good friend of mine. Really bummed they didn't credit him in the movie. In fact, they didn't credit a lot of the musicians in the movie and who wrote what. I mean, you can kind of say blatantly, oh yeah, Koji Kondo did all the music originally from a Mario game, but not true in the context that they used, because this kind of spans the entire pantheon of Mario's history. So there's a lot of music from unexpected places, from expected places, including Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Country, which was not credited appropriately in the movie, which I think kind of sucks. It's a nitpick thing, but if you respect musicians and artists, definitely not cool in my book to do that. As far as performances go, I know people were like, oh, Chris Pratt's gonna suck, boo boo Chris Pratt. At worst, you don't recognize Chris Pratt in the movie. You're not sitting there going, man, I wish Chris Pratt would shut up. It's not like that at all. I think, you know, Charlie Day does a great job as Luigi. You can't really tell that he is Toad. Like, he's so modulated, you don't even know it sounds like him. It's not the person who makes the least effort, and I don't say that as a means to discredit her performance. She just sounds like herself doing an American dialect as Anna Taylor-Joy. Everyone else sounds like they're trying to do an impression or voice modulation. Her and Seth Rogen just dead ass are themselves. And again, it's not bad. It's not like a boo this performance kind of thing. It just feels very safe. You're not mad at it, you know. I think everyone performed well in this movie. I think Jack Black is one of the bigger highlights. Charlie Day is really good. The kid who plays the Luma is really funny. And Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong made me laugh a little too much, and not for the reasons you'd think. I laughed because it reminded me that Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong, and not because Donkey Kong was a well-written and performed character, if you will. Which is okay, because Seth Rogen's funny and it makes me laugh. So either way, performance-wise, I thought it was great across the board. I guess one of the weirder things about the movie that kind of is the folly of video game adaptations, right, is the plot. And not so much in the first, second, third act, not so much in like how the characters change and grow. Beginning of the film, you have Mario and Luigi who are getting into business as plumbers, and they're nervous about their future, and they're made fun of and conflicting with other former bosses, so on and so forth. And so, as far as the hero's journey goes, yeah, Mario and Luigi go on a great hero's journey, everything's fine, but as far as like a plot with meaty substance, you're not going to get a lot here. I think it's mostly because video games are, you're the one in charge, you're the one playing the action, you're the one driving the connection, and you're driving the plot. And when it comes to something like this, it's not that there's a lot that doesn't happen, but there's not ever one moment where I'm like, gee, I wonder if Bowser will win. It just feels very safe. And the most interesting parts of the plot to me are any of the moments where Mario and Luigi remind each other that they are brothers. That to me is the best part of the movie. There's just these moments where the two of them are separated and they're kind of thinking about the health and the worrisome of the other. And there's just something so cool. Their brotherhood is just very solid throughout the movie. And I kind of wish the movie was more about that. Because truth be told, in the first few minutes, they get separated. So, you know, like, you're kind of seeing them together in the beginning, and they're separated for a majority of the movie, and then towards the end they come back together. And so it kind of allows for these moments of yearning for brotherhood and friendship, and those are great, but I wish it could have been a little bit harder. I mean, yeah, Bowser's plot is probably the strongest, just because his want and need and goal as a character is very evident. He wants to take over all of the kingdoms. He wants to marry Princess Peach and rule for the future. And he's Jack Black, so he's obviously very funny in how he goes about getting what he wants. To kind of wrap things up on things I didn't like, if you like Mario at all, you like my channel, and you like Mario videos, this movie's for you. It's for the fans. I think it's important to not look at the Rotten Tomatoes score and the audience score. Just go in knowing that you're going to love this thing, because you probably will. If you are a casual moviegoer or someone who doesn't really know what Mario is, you'll have a fun time. It's just not going to grip you like any other animated movie would, you know, whether it be like Sing or Trolls or Minions, right? It's a movie for the fans. Speaking of the fans, this is a Easter egg galore film. Every shot will have something for you that you did not expect, whether it be an audible kind of movie sound effect from a game of some kind, whether it's a visual in the background. You know, in the very beginning, there's this cafe / pizza place that the Mario Brothers are watching their own commercial in, and it's a reference to a whole other Nintendo franchise, and it works super well. And if you've played said franchise, if you know what I'm talking about, it's just a smorgasbord of Easter eggs that you just get to pick up on and look at the plaques and the belts and the pictures and the frames. Like, there's just so much to love. And the nice thing is that it's not just centered around one Mario game, it's around all of Mario's history. If you played Mario 3, Mario 2, Mario 1, Mario World, Mario 3D World, Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, Mario Odyssey, Sunshine, there is something here for everyone. Even Mario, or even Luigi's Mansion, right? There's, you know, Yoshi's Island / story. There's tons of references and things to get going. And of course, Donkey Kong. Yes, there's references to Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong 64, and the biggest reference, which I think everyone knows about at this point, is Mario Kart, which I didn't think was going to be a big plot point in the film as much as they made it out to be. Obviously, it wasn't like a race or a reference to Mario Kart by any means, but they do go on Rainbow Road. That's in the trailer. Mario does build his karts, so does Peach and Toad. Like, they wanted to make sure you knew this was from Mario Kart specifically. And, yeah, I mean, they did a great job making it full of Easter eggs. People are going to be talking about this movie for a long time in terms of analyzing it for all the cool stuff that is in it. One of the nice things I liked about this movie is that it kind of answered questions that a lot of Mario fans or even general moviegoers would ask in the world of Mario, right? Like, they kind of answer, why are Mario's gloves white? Why does he have this weird Italian Wahoo accent in the commercial but not the rest of the movie? Obviously, a lot of folks are going to be disappointed or excited at either notion being explained, but I think the movie does a good job of balancing both acts, of allowing everyone to have their cakes and eating it too. I think it works really great, and it doesn't make you have to think too hard. It's a movie about Mario, guys. Let's not get too lost in the weeds here. So these are the 3 takeaways that I absolutely loved when it came to the Mario movie that I think everyone hopefully will agree with me or enjoy. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below if you already saw the movie, if you're planning to see it. The first thing, Jack Black. He seals the show. With all of his impromptu singing, with the Peaches song, which I think he's credited as the person who helped co-write that song, obviously, based off his nature and talent. Just very funny, very endearing. You guys know that I have a boy band called Big Bad Bosses, and it's a totally real band that is an homage and tribute to tons of boy bands of the 90s and 2000s, and you know, it might have an offshoot version of Bowser named Big Bow, which is played by me, and you know, a lot of that was kind of inspired by the idea of that Peach and Bowser can and do have an actual relationship, and the movie toys with that idea a lot, and Jack Black does a phenomenal job at encouraging people to like Bowser, and maybe even his conquest of trying to marry Peach is not as gross or narrow-minded as we think. I guess what I'm saying is, hey, Illumination, for the second movie, if there is one, call me. You can use my music for B3. Let's do it. Got a couple of tracks, kid-friendly tracks, toss them in there. People will sing them, I promise. Or just call me. I'll be a Koopa. I'll be a mushroom, a toad. I'd like to do something. I'm easy to work with. Second thing I really loved was the rivalry between Donkey Kong and Mario. Obviously, Seth Rogen made me laugh the entire movie whenever he spoke, but there were so many fun moments where Mario and Donkey Kong make fun, like, jabs at each other, and the other plays off of it super well. There's even a moment where Mario and Donkey Kong relate to each other with their relationship with their parents. Mario and Donkey Kong both feel like they can't please their dads, and that's a very relatable thing for me too, is that, like, you're kind of always living in this flux of trying to make your parents happy and proud of you, and that's a very evident theme that takes place and motif. Guys, I'm tired. I'm getting all the things mixed up. It's a very prominent thing that's in the movie that is constantly reminded as the movie goes on, which I think is phenomenal. And the last thing I'll say is I loved the ending mostly because of how it ties into the relationship of Mario and Luigi being united. There's this big epic moment and kind of this thing that they keep talking about how Mario and Luigi, when they are together, they are invincible. And the end of the movie encapsulates that moment so well, especially because at the beginning of the movie, these guys were together with each other, starting their business, working together. They both get pulled into the pipes of the Mushroom Kingdom. They're separate from each other the whole movie. They reminisce with one another, but don't quite get that experience. And at the end, they come together to reform their brotherly relationship to save the day, which I think is awesome. In conclusion, I really love the Mario movie. I think it is made for people like me and hopefully people like you who are young adults who love Mario games and love Nintendo and love the franchises all kind of together. If you are a young kid, I think you will enjoy this movie. I think it's more designed for your parents, especially if your parents loved Mario growing up. If you're a Mario fan, this movie is for you. If you're a 50-year-old critic who has never played a Mario game before, yeah, you're not going to like this movie. It tells a pretty easy, safe, and coherent story so that young kids and adults and Mario fans alike can enjoy. And it doesn't need to be Shakespeare. No one should go into this movie thinking it's going to be, you know, a gigantic revelation in film. But if you're a Nintendo fan, it's a huge step forward to what the possibilities could be for the next film, for the next game that could be Kirby turned into a film, or Zelda, or whoever, right? I think it's a really great thing for Nintendo fans all over the world. So that's my thoughts on the movie. Let me know what yours are in the comments down below. And as always, I'll see you guys soon. I love you very much. Saturday, we got a video coming out, top 10 Zelda items. Take a look. See you guys soon. Bye.